Thank you for watching this video of my web blog. This is an exciting time for me. We've published the first book, Watcher in the Fall, in October of 2011, and it's an interesting joyride. It takes M theory, which is string theory, to the next level. It brings about an understanding of who we are, why we do what we do, how we potentially can progress into the future. It's a story about us, about who we are. It's a story about our universe, what we think it might be. And not just our universe, but the multiverse, the many, many universes that theoretical science is now predicting. And there's many stories, obviously. It's a belief in lots and lots of cultures that exist throughout the many, many thousands and millions of galaxies and stars that we see in the sky. It covers time, which is one of our fundamental dimensions. But it also looks at what are our dimensions and what can they do for us, how could we eventually make use of them. So it's a belief in where we can go, how we can go, what we can do, and some of our fundamental natures. The idea is immense. It took me almost 5 years to come up with the idea and put the pieces together. It started when I was traveling a lot, which I do quite a bit, but I was pretty much living in the Washington, D.C. area in hotels, working, and my daughter, who was taking writing at the time in college, suggested to me that I should consider writing. Well, the idea of writing was not unusual to me. Being an engineer, I wrote a lot, but this is a different type of writing. So it took me a long time to really come up with the idea. I had to put together concepts from my days of working in physics with the concepts of the types of things that I do in the defense industry. I needed to be able to make this a wide enough story that it would be an unlimited number of stories available to me. I watch and I listen to the theoretical physicists as they talk about M theory. And from that point of view, I have thought a lot and came up with my concepts and ideas of how this works. From that, the book came about, which basically discusses our universe and possibilities within our universe, all founded upon what we know and where things could possibly go. We're a young race. We've only been around for a few thousands of years, but there are potentially other races that have been around for maybe billions of years. Magic to us is something that we don't understand. To them, fundamental principles of the universe are things which are not magic. They just have been able to exploit and understand how to control the energy, how to understand and control the dimensions. Those take time, those take immense resources, of which we have not yet become capable of. So, in the flavor of some of the great science fiction writers, of which I do not currently hold myself, but in that direction, this was an idea that I needed to cover huge amounts of the history and the understanding of our universe. In fact, it goes beyond our universe. Theoretical physics highly suggests at this point that we are in a multiverse, potentially thousands, billions, an infinite number of universes, some of which are like us, some of which are different. All based upon the same fundamental laws, same fundamental rules which have governed our universe. So the numbers of stories obviously is much more than anything I could ever attempt to create. But I wanted to give the readers a flavor, an understanding of where these things can go. Science fiction is partly about science, but it's also about letting that science grow in your mind and come up with ideas and approaches to solutions that we have fundamentally never been able to do. One of my readers told me he had a hard time understanding what was real, what wasn't real. To me, that was a compliment, because what is real and what isn't real in our universe is something that we really are only beginning to even conceive of. The reality of what's going on in our lives, we rarely even understand. The hidden, the darkness, the intrigue of what goes on behind the curtain is not just on our planet. It's going to exist in almost any culture. And so this book covers that intrigue. It covers the science fiction. It covers the galaxies, the universes, the collisions that can occur within our universes, the conflicts. And from that, I hopefully have began the tradition of some very engaging stories. And I hope to take this on into the future. So I thank you. I look forward to presenting more of these video blogs, and as time goes forward, I hope you'll keep checking back and picking up on the new things that are coming out. If you wish, our website email address will be presented here, and if you sign up for our email, if you sign up on our site for email, we will be sending out short stories on a periodic basis and keeping you informed of how various books and campaigns are going forward. You can respond. We'll be more than happy to take your comments and see what we can do to incorporate them in future writings. So I appreciate your support. I appreciate your spending time just listening to me. And I look forward to giving you some new and exciting and different stories into the future and into the wild and unfettered area which is our universe and which is our multiverse. So thank you very much.